Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Fisher, Chief Communications Officer for Prince George's County. We're here today to announce the arrest of multiple suspects involved in an organized retail theft scheme throughout Maryland, the District of Columbia, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. The success of the investigation reflects the collective efforts of the Prince George's County Police Department, but it also highlights the critical partnership with local and federal law enforcement agencies. Joining us with more information is going to be County Executive Exec Braveboy, Prince George's County Police Chief George Nader, Superintendent of the Maryland State Police, Colonel Michael A. Jackson. Also here to lend their support, Deputy Criminal Chief Gerald Collins from the U.S. Attorney's Office, District of Maryland. Assistant Special Chief in Charge, James Stull from Homeland Security Investigations. Assistant Chief Tasha Bryant and Commander Kevin Kentish from the Metropolitan Police Department. Sergeant Alicia Wheeler and her squad from the Prince George's County Organized Retail Theft Task Force. We also have our DCIO, Mel Powell. Everybody here played a critical role in solving these crimes. I'd like to introduce first our County Executive, Aisha Braveboy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brian, and thank you all for being here today. I want to first thank our police chief, George Nader. When he came in as chief here in Prince George's County, came at a very important time for our county. We were transitioning. And what he promised me was that he was going to do his absolute best to ensure that crime was down in every single category and that we would treat violent crime and property crime as equally important, because oftentimes what we see is that property crime can lead to violent crime. And so it was critical for him to put strategies in place to ensure that we were addressing the root causes of those crimes and that we were deterring crime. And to the extent that crime still occurred, that we were sending a very strong message that it will not be tolerated in Prince George's County. And so some people might think of retail theft as a victimless crime, but our chief understood the importance of putting together an organized retail theft task force in the Prince George's County Police Department, headed by Sergeant Wheeler. I also want to thank, and he'll recognize him later, Detective Bowles, who was critical in the case that we will discuss today. So we have a dedicated unit within the police department focused on ensuring that our retailers and our residents are free from theft and crimes that impact our quality of life. It hurts local business owners when retail theft occurs. It drives up the cost of goods, and it puts buyers of potential stolen merchandise in harm's way. And who also understood this was Senator Ron Watson, who represents District 23 here in Prince George's County. He championed legislation that addressed organized retail theft and really put a name, title, and consequences behind this type of crime. Organized retail theft is not simple shoplifting. It is large-scale professional theft carried out by criminal organizations that coordinate theft and then move and launder stolen goods, often through internet social media marketplaces or even at local flea markets to resell for profit. So these are individuals who are trying to make profit off of stolen goods. Today's arrest should send a clear message to those organizations. We will work with our retailers and law enforcement partners to identify you, arrest you, and hold you accountable. I want to thank all of the retailers and shopping center managers who work with our law enforcement officers daily to identify suspects. We will continue targeting organized retail theft to protect our businesses and our communities. I also want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, state, local, federal partners. We're all working together because we recognize that we all have a role to play. Residents and retailers with information about retail theft are encouraged to contact the Prince George's County Police Department, and let today's announcement give you comfort in knowing that we take retail theft seriously, and we will work with our law enforcement partners and our prosecutors at the local and the state and as well as the federal level to hold each and every person accountable. I will now ask our Police Chief George Nader to come to the podium.
Thank you, Madam County Executive and County Executive Braveboy and Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Powell. I want to thank you again for the unwavering support that you give to this organization and me personally. I truly appreciate it. One of the mottos that County Executive says all the time is it's good business to do business in Prince George's County. And the police department believes that as well. But our retailers and our store owners, they have to feel safe in the county and they have to know that they have a voice. And they do, and this case highlights that. So organized retail theft is more than shoplifting. Coordinated theft operations can involve multiple offenders, repeat offenders, resale networks, and connection to other criminal activities. It affects our community safety. Organized theft can involve confrontations, threats of violence, and other public safety concerns for merchants, their staff, customers, and law enforcement. Information sharing matters. Coordination among police departments, retailers, prosecutors, and other partners can help identify organized networks operating across jurisdictions. Yesterday, law enforcement agencies came together to execute 6 simultaneous search warrants in 3 jurisdictions as part of an ongoing federal investigation into organized retail theft. This investigation began in February of 2025 and expanded significantly in February of 2026 with the creation of the Prince George's County Police Department's Organized Retail Theft Unit. What began as an investigation into organized retail theft quickly expanded across multiple states and jurisdictions as the investigation developed. It became clear that there's not one simple aspect of the case. It's not shoplifting. It is not isolated theft. It's organized theft involving individuals connected to broader criminal activity and required a coordinated response from local, state, and federal law enforcement. We track thefts in Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, the District of Columbia, and Virginia. To date, the investigation resulted in 3 federal criminal complaints and arrest warrants. That includes charges for conspiracy, transporting stolen goods through interstate, and receiving stolen goods over $5,000, which have crossed state boundaries. 8 state indictments and the issuance of a district court warrant for those individuals include criminal organization, felony theft, organized retail theft, attempt robbery, and conspiracy. 6 individuals are currently in custody directly related to this case, and 1 individual is in custody stemming from the investigation of this case. We do anticipate 5 additional arrests surrounding this case. One point I want to make clear, none of the individuals facing these charges are strangers to law enforcement. They have all had encounters with law enforcement in the past. These are individuals who have previously come to the attention of law enforcement, and their continued involvement in criminal activity demonstrates why investigations like this are so important. During yesterday's execution of a search warrant, investigators recovered 2 kilograms of crack cocaine, 4 ounces of mushrooms, 186 fentanyl pills, 5 ounces of PCP, almost $6,000 in U.S. currency, a Glock semi-automatic handgun, and approximately $20,000 in stolen merchandise from retailers across these jurisdictions and multiple cell phones. The recovery of these drugs and firearms and U.S. currency and the stolen merchandise demonstrate the seriousness and scope of this investigation. And importantly, this operation did not happen in a single jurisdiction. As we said, it spanned across multiple jurisdictions. The executions of these search warrants required precise coordination and involved numerous law enforcement agencies, including the Metropolitan Police Department, Homeland Security and Investigations, the Maryland State Police, Arlington County Police, and numerous specialized units within the Prince George's County Police Department. As this investigation expanded beyond just our jurisdictional boundaries, we sought assistance from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Maryland, federal partners from Homeland Security and Investigations, Maryland State Police Department, and the Prince George's County Office of State's Attorney. Criminals do not adhere to jurisdictional boundaries, and law enforcement must navigate this seamlessly. When local, state, and federal agencies work together with our prosecutors and U.S. attorneys, we demonstrate how far our reach can extend when individuals threaten businesses, communities, and our safety. This investigation is not over. We continue to follow the evidence, pursue additional suspects, and work with our state and federal partners to hold those responsible accountable. The businesses in Prince George's County and throughout the region, I do want you to know that we hear your concerns. Organized retail theft not only hurts your bottom line, it affects your employees, your customers, our neighborhoods, and the overall safety of our communities. We'll continue to pursue the individuals who engage in criminal activity regardless of where they operate or where they believe they can hide. Jurisdictional boundaries will not protect criminals from accountability. This investigation is a strong example of what can happen when law enforcement agencies put those boundaries aside and share information, work together, and remain committed to protecting the communities we serve. Thank you to all the law enforcement and prosecutorial partners, and most importantly, thank you to the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department who protect this community every day. We continue to follow the evidence and make additional arrests, and when necessary, we will take these individuals into custody wherever they are to protect our communities. I want to recognize and personally thank our retailers and their loss prevention agents who assisted us in this case, the United States Attorney's Office for Maryland, particularly U.S. Attorney Kelly Hayes, First Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Medinger, Chief Gerald Collins, AUSA Don Williams. From the Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office, I want to thank State's Attorney Tara Jackson, AUSA Timothy Hatfield. For our law enforcement partners, the Office of Homeland Security, Arlington County Police, partners at Maryland State Police, Metropolitan Police Department. Lead Investigator Bowles, thank you for the hard work and diligence in linking this case and linking all these individuals. You did a great job. Sergeant Wheeler, thank you for your work and dedication to this. Countless hours were put in by the Prince George's County Retail Theft Unit to bring this case to fruition. I'd like to do a special recognition also to Corporal Cumberland of the Maryland State Police Department, who was instrumental in assisting us in this case. It's a prime example of what law enforcement can do when we work together to keep our community safe. And also, we're paying attention to everything in Prince George's County. We're not just isolating what crimes we're looking at. So we want to make our community safe, and a lot of that stems from looking at smaller things and making sure we're paying attention to them as this case, they turn into bigger things. So thank you very much, and I would like to introduce the Superintendent of the Maryland State Police Department, Michael Jackson.
Thanks, Chief. Good morning. I want to talk briefly about collaboration. It's great for me to be standing here at the Prince George's County Police Department's headquarters in the county that I was born and raised in, and a county that I've been very blessed to have served in a law enforcement capacity here. And this is just an extension of what I've been doing for a little while now. Collaboration is key to success. The Maryland State Police has excellent working relationships with our federal partners, Homeland Security, U.S. Attorney's Office, and the like, Metropolitan Police Department, the Prince George's County Police Department, obviously, and our State's Attorney's Office here in the county. These are crimes that affect members of our communities and our businesses. Economic development strives from companies and businesses believing that they can prosper in a community without losses. It's our job to quash that. These are crimes that affect the quality of life. The criminal enterprise spans in our neighboring states, crossing jurisdictional boundaries. As a lead agency and coordinating agency in this state, we too can cross jurisdictional boundaries, and we will. We are here to be of service to our partners in all walks, whether federal, state, or local. We take these crimes seriously and share the concern for the future of our communities. Working together to gather intelligence and share resources is integral in our proactive fight against this type of organized crime. The work we do together impacts communities across state lines. I applaud our successful partnership and recognize the value of sharing our resources to ultimately protect the people who we are sworn to serve. Today is just another sign of us showing that collectively we will find those who are committing crime and harm in our communities. This is just another step toward us eradicating that type of business in our state and our county. Together, we're taking this proactive approach to positively impact Marylanders. Thank you all very much for being here, and we have much more good works to come.
We're now going to take a couple questions. John?
Yeah, just wondering, I guess first off, were there certain specific stores or merchandise that were targeted by these guys? And what are some of the, I guess, local stores around here that were hit by this crew as well?
So we're not going to get into each store, but know that they were clothing stores, electronics, hardware stores. There was a wide range of what these individuals stole. It wasn't limited to one retailer or another. We definitely looked at all the things they were involved in, and it was multi-spanning. Sir?
Chief, looking up these people as I've been sitting in the back of the room, they've been arrested multiple times,
Yes,
other
sir.
Jurisdictions. One of these guys up at the Moncler store in New York, Eastern Shore. Could you describe, is this what these folks were doing for a living? I mean, arrested again, just talk about who they are and what they're up to.
Yes, sir. This was their profession. This is what they do. They go out all day, every day, and steal from different merchants throughout the region, different states, and they resell these items. Sometimes they take orders for these items. You know, the span that they had, though we recovered $20,000 in merchandise, we believe they're responsible for hundreds of thousands of dollars in merchandise. And with the criminal histories that they have, this is why having an organized retail theft unit is so important, because they can link these cases and seek higher penalties and higher charges. I think it's unprecedented that the U.S. Attorney for the state of Maryland has gotten involved, and these are now federal charges for 3 of these individuals. So it's even a higher tier, sending a stronger message that we're not going to tolerate this.
So following up on that, they have been arrested multiple times, and yet they're out there doing that again. I think we've come through a period where property crimes weren't necessarily being prosecuted. What do you hope happens now?
And I'm hoping that this is taken very seriously, as it is. I know with the implementation of the federal charges, that sends a strong message, but also the higher tier charges that are fairly new to the state of Maryland sends a message as well. We're not going to tolerate it in the state, and we're not going to tolerate it in Prince George's County. We are watching, and we're going to continue to investigate and hold people accountable that are involved in these organized retail thefts.
Question for Sergeant Wheeler, possible Sergeant. You might, is part of the problem that a lot of merchants, businesses have been told, do not get involved if people come in your store. Employees can get in trouble if they try to stop someone from shoplifting or what have you. So that these people feel like they have free reign. It's an easy in, easy out. They're not getting stopped. Is that been part of the problem?
No, I don't think that's necessarily part of the problem. I think these individuals think that they can get away with these types of crimes and not be held accountable, and we are going to hold them accountable now.
But at the point of entry, the videos we've seen, they just seem to run amok, run right on that. Does that then perpetuate?
Yeah, I think that the retailers are taking the right approach. If somebody's coming in to steal property, you don't want to put your employees a threat to engage with these individuals. You don't know what they have with them, what weapons. We do know in one of these cases, one of the people was confronted, and that turned into an armed robbery, and they have been charged with that. So the retailers are doing what they're supposed to do. What we're trying to foster now is a better relationship with our retailers. They know that we're paying attention. We have a retail summit coming up in 2 days where we're going to actually work with the retailers, tell them exactly what we're doing and how they can better partner with us. But I do want to make it clear, without their cooperation and their loss prevention officers, we wouldn't be where we are today.
I guess. Thank you. Is this the first, I guess, arrest that the task force has made since it was initiated?
The task force has made many arrests since its initiation, but this is the first time we're charging organized retail theft at the magnitude that it is, and the first time we have multiple individuals involved and charged in this case.
Gotcha. I'm just curious, for DC Police, I know that this was something that you guys saw a lot. You know, we saw all the videos of people coming in, especially in Georgetown. They were coming in and the smash and grabs. How much of an issue was it, I guess, in Prince George's County? Because we saw it at least more in DC, or we reported more in DC.
So we experienced it, but what I want to make clear is this is not the flash mob. Though they may have been involved in a couple of those on a smaller scale, this is not that. These are professional thieves that come in and target merchandise specifically and take it and resell it. So it's not this wasn't stemming from a flash mob type incident. Yeah, ma'am.
I know you mentioned that. Hi. Whoa, sorry. I know you mentioned that you had, I believe, 6 people in custody. There are 5 more. Do you have a general idea of how big the scope of this ring is? If you think that there are more people out there?
Yeah, so we're not discounting that. We're still looking into it, and if it stems that more individuals are involved or take part in this, we'll hold them accountable and seek charges on them as well. I'll take 1 more, 2 more.
Slightly off subject.
Yes, sir.
I've been asked to ask you this. It was a year ago today that there's sort of this federalization of the DC police force happened downtown and all the influx of federal officers. What impact do you think that's had on crime in our area?
We have not seen an impact in Prince George's County where if the district bolstered up their law enforcement presence, we have not seen it push towards Prince George's County. I don't know if any other jurisdiction has or has not seen that, but we did keep a close eye on that.
You think it's helped reduce crime in the area?
I think we have general crime reductions. I think it's nationwide that we have crime reductions, and I'm not exactly sure if what they did help their crime or not. But I do know their crime is down like our crime is down, and nationwide we're seeing that trend. Sir, last question.
Yeah, out of the 6 suspects that you already have in custody, how many of them specifically are from Prince George's County or in the DC area?
The 6 that we have in custody, 5 are from Prince George's County, 1 is not. Okay. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate you coming out and taking your time to cover this matter.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here.
Shots back up in the monitors so we